Something pretty cool. We're going to use 3 programs. We're going to use Adobe Illustrator, we're going to use Adobe Photoshop, and we're going to use Animate. We're going to create an animated GIF that you can send on your iPhone or your Android phone to a friend. If you so choose, it's going to be an animated GIF, and we're going to use the pumpkin you created. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to select the pumpkin and you're going to copy it. Okay, so edit, copy. Pretty simple, right? And then in Photoshop, you are going to create a new document, file new, and we're going to set the size to 500. I looked this up to see what good dimensions are, what are good sizes for animated GIFs sent in a phone. You want it to be not too big, so make sure it's 72 pixels per inch. 500 pixels, don't accidentally set it to inches. 500 pixels, 375, hit create. It's not a very big document, and you'll see when I edit paste, what's really neat is from Illustrator, you can paste right into Photoshop. I'm actually doing this all wrong. It's okay. We have our document for Photoshop, which we're going to use in a second. Let's jump into Adobe Animate. That's what I meant to do. Go File, New. It's okay. You setting up that Photoshop document is what we were going to do anyways. We're just going to set this Animate document up to 500, and the height is going to be 375. Okay, and leave this that way. Make sure platform types ActionScript 3.0 is good. Hit create. And so that's the same size as our Photoshop document. And now we're going to paste. So edit, paste, and let's just say paste in center. Now a window is going to pop up, and we're going to say paste using AI file importer preferences. Okay, and this is good that maintain layers is unchecked. We do not want that checked. So okay, so we're gonna take this bottom one. Okay, if we pasted it as a bitmap, it would get pixelated when we resize it. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this one, hit OK. And now what's cool is you can take this tool here, and you have to hold Shift to keep it to perfect scale, and you could resize this and it'll never get pixelated because we traced it out in Illustrator. That's the beauty of using Illustrator. Okay, so now I'm gonna set that there, just knowing where I'm going with this scene. Okay, now in Photoshop, we're gonna try something absolutely new and cool. This little window down here, if you're in Adobe Photoshop 2024, you'll have this down here and you can generate an image. We're gonna use AI now. And I'm gonna write Halloween Castle. Okay, we're gonna put that in the background, okay? And we're gonna hit generate. Okay, and then when it generates an image, we are able to pick a couple different choices, and you could play around with this, change the words you want to use. You'll see down here it's 1 out of 3 images, so I can sort through them and see which one I want. And I'm going to go with this one. Now, if you are for some reason unable to use the 2024, just go to Google and search up Halloween Castle and copy and paste an image into here. And because what I want you to learn next is to use this filter. We're going to go filter, blur, and we're going to blur this with Gaussian blur. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it look like it's in the background. So the pumpkin we traced will be in the foreground, and you want to play around with this. See what kind of blur you want. I want to kind of, I don't know, maybe about 5. That's maybe too much. How about 4? That's fine. Okay, and then, so we've blurred it, right? And so let's see what happens when we copy this. I'm going to take this, make sure you're on that layer. I'm going to copy this, edit, copy, and then let's go into Animate. We're going to create a new layer in the timeline for a background layer. Drag it to the bottom, and let's go edit, paste, and see what happens. Paste in center. There it is. So it's blurry. It's not perfect, I don't think, but you get the idea. You could play around with it, maybe change. I want our traced pumpkin to be more in the foreground, okay, and the things that are blurred out are in the background, and just so we can kind of get that. Maybe you want to blur it more or less. Yeah. Okay, so and then in the next tutorial, I'm going to trace out a cloud that can move across the sky in the background, and we'll put a Halloween sign. But for now, go ahead and get that started and have fun doing that, and we'll continue on in the next video. Have fun.